What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period,
mama.
Mamas. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by wonderful co-host Lee, and we're here to discuss episodes 19 and 20 of Survivor Australia, and that's it. This was only a duo.
I am so mad that they're dragging this out.
They dragging it.
Like, it's a good season, but good goddamn. Like, what? This could have been the last 2 weeks. Why are we dragging out a final three that we know is going to be Miles, Caitlyn, and AJ? I mean, that was obvious fucking when the tribe swapped the first damn time.
You're clocking.
I'm tired. Tired of the way she treats me.
Tired.
It's just so annoying. Like, y'all dragging out the obvious, bitch. If we end up with a final 3/final 2 of those three men, there was no reason to drag it out. We all knew. If we was gonna drag anything out, it should have been Ferris.
Period. They should have dragged it out. They should have dragged it out like earlier in the season. Like, why would you drag out the most two predictable vote outs? Like, this was the first time that the same group of people have been voting like multiple groups in a row. Like, this was crazy. Out of every week to drag out, why would it be this one? They better be splitting up in this next drop. This next drop better be AJ versus Miles versus Caitlyn and Kate and Morgan are the final two. Because nothing else is making sense.
True. Y'all know I have to drop my unpopular opinion.
Real?
I'm not sold that Caitlyn is out of the winner circle.
Caitlyn I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel something in my bones that's telling me why is Caitlyn still here? Why do we keep hearing from him? If he isn't like what because that's what the girls are saying.
He's the runner-up.
The girls are saying he doesn't have a winner edit. So what edit does he
got? The runner-up edit.
The runner-up edit.
He got the runner-up because this is
Caroline. I can't speak on Caroline.
It's not a good season if you get to the finale and the audience isn't thinking maybe the other person could win. So you have to make the audience think Caitlyn could win.
But the thing is, the final two. Unless Caitlyn actually had a chance, they could just do that between Miles and AJ, including.
But they're not going to be the final two. The final two is going to be Caitlyn and one of the others,
and Caitlyn's going to win. I can see the final two being Caitlyn. This is what I think. Miles would get third. It's going to be Caitlyn and AJ, and Caitlyn is going to beat AJ because AJ is annoying as shit.
Miles,
that's what I feel like is about to happen.
I
don't think he's that invisible, Richie. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't even have Stan goggles. Every single episode, there's always this perspective that we get from Caitlyn, even on moves that clearly he isn't the active one doing anything in it. So that's why I'm just like, why would they even show the perception of, well, I'm dropping these seeds for Karen and I'm doing this specific thing, so this can work out for me. Like, I don't know. And then when you look at those Jury Villa videos, they're in there praising Caitlyn. Now, I don't know how Survivor Australia does it, if they like to throw off the audience with those videos. I don't know. But like I said, his edit has been very interesting. Ever since the first confessional he ever got, it was like, why are we seeing this and no follow-up? I don't know, y'all.
It's a setup. This is what's going to happen.
And he's won like 19 immunities at this point.
This is what's going to happen. They don't care about that in Survivor Australia. Well, actually, I don't know.
You never know, girl. Because I said it. This jury seems a little bit pressed.
They do seem a little bit pressed. They do seem pressed.
And
specifically, Paulie.
Paulie, calm down, girl. You try to come for
we gonna get into the ass.
But I just feel like, I don't know. Like, Caitlyn's edit, it seems just very specific. Because I did watch Titans versus Rebels, and it doesn't seem like they edited any character as similar to him. But that was just one season. The girls did give me certain other examples to who he could be compared to. It's just, I don't know, y'all. I think that y'all saying he's not winning because y'all don't want him to win, which I don't either.
This was
the possibility is there.
He's gonna get to the final three with AJ and Miles. He's winning that immunity, period. And he's eliminating AJ.
No, he's
going to take Miles, and Miles is going to win.
No, he's not. Because I do think Miles could beat Caitlyn. I don't think AJ can beat Caitlyn, and I think he's going to be final two with AJ.
He's going to be final two with Miles because he's going to realize he's going to think he could beat Miles. He's not going to think he could beat AJ. He's going to take Miles. Miles is going to win. That's why he's so big, because he's going to make the mistake. He's going to make a mistake at the end, and it's like, oh, you made the big mistake of the season. We needed to show you. Come on.
I will say, I only have one season of knowledge. Ferris's winner edit was very in your face. It was so in your face that it's like it's too obvious that he wins. You know what I mean? But he won. So I could definitely see how AJ or Miles would represent that as well. It's just like I said, like I only have one season of experience, but it's just we have so much from AJ and Miles that it confuses me why we see anything from Caitlyn.
This is a great example. Richie says Caitlyn is giving Lee from Survivor Australia.
Lee?
He is. Yes, he is. I remember Lee. Lee from Australian Survivor 2016 was like the alpha bro, and he got all the way towards the end of the season, but he did not win. He lost. But he was a losing finalist, and he had a very big edit, so much so where I was like, he's winning, and I was so fucking mad about it. But he lost. So I see that. Goopa Leo said it's a woo edit. It's giving a woo edit. It's giving they set him up because he's gonna lose.
I think
they're setting him. It's a setup.
I think y'all a little delusional, babes. I think y'all a little delusional, babes. I do. But we'll see. Honestly, I have no idea what the fuck is. I don't do this. I don't do Survivor Australia for it. This is my second season ever watching in full. Which, and I'll have to say, eating. But. Child, we're gonna have to see.
I'm telling you, Caitlyn is gonna lose. So this is my prediction.
Y'all, Miles is. I'm sorry. I know we all love Miles. Miles is not winning.
This is my prediction.
Miles is not winning.
Miles is definitely winning.
If any chaotic player is gonna win, it's gonna be AJ.
No, Miles is winning.
Miles is not winning. I know we want our bottom to be on top, but
Miles is winning. This is what's gonna happen. I'm telling y'all right now.
Okay.
Miles is winning. Kaylin is getting second. AJ is getting third. Kate is getting fourth. Zara is getting fifth, and Morgan is getting sixth. Like that's how it's going to happen. Period.
Okay, this is how it's really going to happen. This is how it's really going to happen. Okay. Morgan or Kate going next. Then it's going to be Zara.
Yep.
And then likely it's going to be Kate. They're going to save Kate.
Yeah, they're going to save Kate.
It's going to go Morgan, Zara, Kate.
I agree.
Miles. Kate beats AJ.
So
that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
AJ
and look, Isabel clocking.
AJ.
Let's not forget Lee got that eye.
That's true.
That third eye, mama.
That's very true.
I got that purry. I got that purry.
That purry been slipping recently.
Well, no.
Chelsea knocked that purry right out of you, honey.
Girl, no. I knew Chelsea was winning. It's not about the drafts. It's about who I know is gonna be the winner. I knew Chelsea was winning, just like how I know Kaylin is winning. And no shade. If Kaylin does win, I clocked this ages ago. Y'all gotta give me my 10s.
That was like
y'all gotta give me my 10s. The moment I saw that random ass confessional, I was like,
it's over.
But we gonna see. I hope I'm wrong. I have been wrong before. It's rare, but I have.
It's fair.
But I have been wrong before.
We gonna see. I think, and I will say, part of me is hoping Kaylin doesn't win. I don't hate Kaylin. Kaylin's fine in many ways, but I just hope it's Miles. I don't want AJ to win either, though.
I think if Miles is in final two, Miles is winning. My issue is I think Miles is getting third. I feel like Kaylin. The thing from outside looking in, it just feels like AJ is not respected. Miles is a little annoying, but they will respect the underdog rat story. Yeah. I feel like Kaylin, he seems intelligent enough to be like, if I win this final immunity, I can't take Miles.
But this is what Survivor does.
Miles and AJ, who would choose Miles to go to the end with?
Kaylin.
I don't think he would.
I think he would. That's what his edit is building up toward. That's his whole edit. You think I don't know anything. You think I'm not smart. I know my biggest threat is AJ, and he's going to eliminate AJ and lose to Miles. This is exactly what's going to happen. I know this.
Yeah, I know because Kaylin mainly checks in with AJ. I think that he is. We gonna see. Let's not talk about it too much. We can't put it that much in the atmosphere. Miles for the win. The Rat King. Bottoms on top.
Period. Fuck it. Let's get. Before we get into these episodes, actually, we'll get into it. Should we get into it now?
We can go and get into it now. How the girls don't know what Rox is. The girls don't know what Rox is. The girls don't know what. The girls trying to check Chris Diva at Ponderosa. They call it Ponderosa here? It's Ponderosa.
I think it's Ponderosa. Let's get into the girls trying to check.
They call it Jury Villa. Bitch, it's Ponderosa.
I love Jury. Jury Villa is cute.
No, I like Ponderosa. Ponderosa is such a cute word.
It is a really cute word, but Jury Villa is unique. Unique? I've never heard of Jury Villa before. But at the Jury Villa, we got Paulie So I don't know if y'all seen the clip. I'm going to tell you what the fuck happens on the clip. So they're going to Jury Villa. They have their little Jury Villa dinner, right? So after Logan goes there, she's already there. She's settled in. Boom. Kristen comes in next. They're at the Jury Villa dinner. Kristen comes into the Jury Villa dinner, and all of them are sitting there having a good little dinner. Paulie feels like he needs to check Kristen real quick.
Why are you checking Kristen out of
everybody? I hate when a bitch check the quietest bitch on the set. Check somebody who loud like you, ho. Check somebody who loud. Check me, nigga.
Fight a bitch that want to fight.
Fight a bitch that want to fight. Like, he want to check the quietest girl at the table.
Mind you, he checked Kristen, and Kristen ate his ass up.
And Kristen checked him right the fuck back.
Yeah, she went down a laundry list of the bullshit he done did.
Because what? Because his point was, I don't even know what his real point was, but he has this attitude because he's like,
mind you, the girl just got voted out, bitch. She was just on the island.
Like, what? Let her breathe. Let her eat. She trying, mind you, she was trying to eat. He talking to her. She trying to eat.
And the thing is, that would have been my energy, bitch. If you want to start coming from me, I would have. Anyways, girl. Logan, how have you been, girl? Like, girl, I'm not responding to this. Can I get some food in my stomach first? Damn.
He's not even talking about nothing because Paulie has this idea that, oh, I thought there were so many snakes on the island. The whole time the snake was you, Kristen. And Kristen was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I just don't know.
And you're one of them, which is why you sent Noonan home.
You're head snake in charge.
You sent Noonan home. You sent your damn self home.
You sent Ursula home.
Just because you can't vote right doesn't mean Kristen is a snake.
Clock it. Girl, so he's trying to call her out, call her a snake, call her fake, make it seem like she was trying to play with him, but she was playing against him the whole time. He said, you were the main one telling people not to trust me. First of all, doubt it. No one wanted to trust you, regardless. You went to merge with no numbers.
They were calling you what they said about him?
They were saying he was a snake.
He was a snake oil salesman.
Yep.
They were saying that for a while.
And that wasn't even Kristen. Other people was saying that. Mind you, he went into merge with no numbers because he voted out his one ally. The one person who did trust him, he voted out.
Mind you, because he didn't tell her about the idol, so they couldn't strategize. Noonan would have actually worked out a real strategy. Yo ass. I don't want to tell her that I voted her out.
Just silly. And Kristen immediately clocked him. And she was like, well, I mean, I didn't really trust you because you was lying about Ursula, remember? And he was like, no, I didn't. What I said was this, and this. She was like, I was there. You forgot? She literally was like, wait, but I was there. I was there when it happened. I was right there when you lied about Ursula claiming to vote these people. It wasn't her. It was you. You made up the plan. He was like, oh, well, no, Kristen, because really, shut up. Paulie is a real dud for that. It's a no for me. It's a chop. I just hate, because I wanted to like him. I wanted to like him all season. And he was doing good. He was fine. He was on the bottom. He went home. Paulie's one of those people, if he was on the top this entire season, I would have fucking hated him. I already was kind of getting a little icky when he was at the top of the Brawn tribe. But then he was on the bottom for the rest of the season. If he was the one leading this season, I don't think I would have liked him.
They tried to set him up as like this rootable underdog. He really isn't rootable. And it's like, because you can't root for a dummy. I'm sorry. It only goes so far. It does. That's why Kate and Morgan, I've been got off that train, girl. Because Kate and Morgan, they've just been in the clouds for weeks at this guy.
No, don't let the girls hear you. That move was good. They should have voted out Jesse and PD, remember?
Tito gonna get in the cat and defend his good sister Kristen. For anyone trying to drag Kristen for the rocks thing, to clarify, she didn't know how rocks work, but she was willing to continue the deadlock until Morgan and Kate refused. Because that's another thing that happened at the Jury Ponderosa Villa, was that she revealed that Kate and Morgan didn't understand rocks. And in Logan's exit interview with RJP, she mentioned that she feels like when they heard about rocks, they just got nervous and voted her out because she didn't have time to explain it. Now, I couldn't. Kristen mentioned like she just thought like they would end up going to fire instead of like rocks and then someone goes home. But regardless, Kristen was like, I have to vote with Kate and Morgan because I won't have any numbers if I, go against them. So it is annoying. Laura was like, it pisses me off that I got voted out on a vote that I wasn't even going to go home. And this bitches in the game that don't understand what rocks is. And Kristen's like, well, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, sorry.
Literally. Define don't understand rock. I hate to assume everybody's a Survivor fan. Clearly they're not. They don't play like one. No shade. But what do you mean you don't understand? Because basically, after one little sentence explaining what rocks is, why don't you understand that it's luck? It's luck of the draw. Like, that's all it is. It's luck of the draw. Like, anyone could go home. I don't understand what the difficulty is in understanding that. Maybe the concept, like, why are you calling it rocks? Maybe it got a little confusing, but I don't know. I just don't get not understanding rocks. No shade. Not to call them three dummies. Actually, yes, because literally they're all going home back to back to back. It was bad for them. I don't understand not understanding rocks. Why would you play a game not understand all the rules? Not sure. But
this is what I was gonna ask. I mean, in their defense, AU has never gone to rocks. They will only go if they watch US. And in US, it only happened twice, right? Or 3 times?
A few times. It's only happened a handful of times. It hasn't been a lot.
I think it's only like 3, right? And I can only remember 2 of them.
I can only remember 2 as well. I don't remember it often. It does not happen often.
I swear that was one that happened more recently, but maybe I'm just tripping. Because I know there's an older one. I don't remember which season. And I know the one in Blood vs. Water because that was gaggy. But I can't remember which one. What was the third one?
I don't remember. Truly.
But
it's only been a few times. Vesepia.
Oh, okay, girl. I didn't know who V was. I know Mother by her government name, Chad.
I don't know if it's happened in her season. I don't remember.
That's gaggy.
But still, why you don't know the game mechanics?
Millennium vs. Gen X. Who was it in Millennium vs. Gen X?
No idea. I don't remember that happening.
I don't recall that.
Me neither. Yep, that's why we gotta do the Survivor Rewind. Y'all better get checking the Survivor Rewind.
I did want to bring up this comment because I've been dragging Paulie for this for a while. Let me see.
What do you do?
The Noonan thing was all Kristen. Without Kristen on her side, mathematically, Noonan couldn't be saved. I thought that they were if all 3 of them voted together, they would have been able to put the votes on someone else. Isn't that what happened in that vote? I guess I'm like, did I forget what happened in that vote with Noonan? I remember feeling like this was all Paulie's fault because he told Kristen, let's vote out Noonan. When if all 3 of them voted someone else, then that person would have went home. Right?
I thought so too. But also he had a diary room saying that he wanted to vote out Noonan. So even if the vote itself wasn't his fault, he had a diary room saying he wanted to vote out Noonan. That alone is stupid. Sorry. You're stupid regardless.
He dumb. I don't
like he's stupid regardless. I'm sorry. Regardless, I'm gonna drag him. That's the conclusion.
Mother Michaela. Michaela was damn. I do not remember Michaela and them going to rocks. I look need to rewatch that season.
Me too. We need to rewatch. We need to rewatch this shit. Cause what the fuck? But anyways, yes, girl. I understand
the legacy advantage. Girl, I don't even remember who Jessica
I understand
was.
You not understanding. Or I understand you never seeing it before. But I don't know. You're just playing like that's an important game mechanic. I feel like.
Well, and that's the thing. Like. Of course, even Big Brother Canada get recruits. So it's very clear that they're probably recruits, of course. Yeah. Because they didn't bring anything else but face and bodies and cunty face cards. But usually in Big Brother Canada, you have a lot of them who realize original Big Brother. Well, at least the US version that they also replicate. So I'm like, I just find it interesting that you would get on the show and not know the origins a little bit, but that's what they do on the traders too. So I guess I can't I just honestly, like do your history. I don't know.
Honestly, fuck all that, Logan. I'm mad at you too because the first thing you think of when you know the vote could tie is the potential for rocks. This should have been explained on the island. On the island, when y'all concluded, which y'all talked about, the fact that it could tie. Why didn't y'all discuss rocks? That's the immediately afterthought. Of rocks. That's what the graduates talked about, and I get they're all fans probably, but they immediately talked about, are we willing to go to rocks? Yes or no? They was like, okay, we'll go to rocks. We'll do what we got to do. Boom, boom, boom. They didn't even mention rocks on the other side, and it's like I get Kate, Morgan, and Kristen because they don't know what the fuck it is. Logan, why you didn't tell them? Like that's something that you could have done. You could have told them at the camp when you had time to explain.
Basically, all the Brawn haven't been doing shit. Except Chris Diva on the low. Now, Theodore, I don't love Chris Diva.
Girl.
I don't. But when she was clocking Paulie at the jury villa, I was like, get his ass, mama, get his ass. But it just seems like, in general, none of the Brawn came here with any brains.
They were all recruits. I feel like all the Brawn was recruits, except, never mind, Noonan. Noonan was the only non-recruit. Everybody else was a recruit. And Nash. But yeah, no, they acted a fool. It was real bad. Let's get into the motherfucking episode. Oh, shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to Theodore. Did we already read this? Damn, they took out 3 divas in a row. We losing bad.
It's bad, and they just want to keep taking them out. Well, Morgan and Kate honestly, Morgan, Kate, and Zara has been lost diva status for me. So the last diva has been taken out.
Yeah, the last diva is Miles.
We got a bunch of fly. Honestly, you're right.
A bisexual diva. Right, okay. Right. Shout out to Isabel, Kristen, Logan, Sashay away. Please. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Karen's puri in the air. I thought that jury looked hella fine. That jury looks good. I was telling y'all last episode, Laura's skin glows. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the specifics.
What's T?
Florian says Logan says she didn't explain it to Kate and Morgan because there were more of a chance for them to accept on the spot.
Got you.
Which low-key she should have known that wasn't the case. Kate and Morgan, since the beginning vote with Nash, which I guess she wouldn't even know about. Yeah. If they have any sense of like fear, it's fight or flight, bitch, and they're gonna fly away to the next vote. They're not. No.
Very much so. I was thinking maybe it would have been smarter for her to just not, because when she said they didn't know what it was, my mind went to, isn't that easier for you to convince they dumbass to just do it? Like I would have been like, oh girl, it's nothing. Like it's not a problem. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I'm like a risk taker, and if I'm in a situation where I'm in the minority, if I'm in the majority, I'm not going to rocks. I don't give a damn. If I'm in the majority, baby,
you can't be in the majority if you're going to rocks. It's tied. So technically, it's
it can't be in the majority. I mean, like, I guess in the better position on the tribe, you're right.
Okay, you have the leverage. If you have the leverage,
you talk me there. If I'm in a situation where I've been in the minority this whole time, and if I don't go to rocks right here, I'm going to continue to be in the minority. Yeah. I'm going to rocks.
I see what you're saying.
If I'm going to rocks who's been successful, who hasn't really been in danger, and even if we go to rocks, I can make it out of this. I'm not going to rocks because I don't want to risk the fact that I could go home. I don't have like. I won't say I have terrible luck. I'm just a very anxious person. So in my mind, I'd be like, bitch, I'm the one with the rock. I'm going to be no.
Damn.
No. At the end of the day, if I'm in the minority, if I've been sucking this entire time, if I go home, I was going to go home anyway. But if I've been eating it up and I can continue to eat it up regardless of how it flips, girl, I'm not going to rocks. I am not going to rocks, baby. This vote is getting flipped.
The postgraduates had less reason to go to rocks than the other four. The other four definitely should have went to rocks, and they just probably don't understand the mechanics of the game. But I bet they learned right the fuck after when all three of their ass was left out the next motherfucking vote.
They ain't learned shit. They ain't learned shit. And I want everyone who was defending Kate and Morgan for flipping on the Brawn men to
stand up.
Step to the mic right now. Y'all was like, oh, they're gonna be in a better position. They're gonna be needed. They're gonna be this. They're gonna be this. They're gonna be that. Girl, they ain't been nothing but soldiers standing tall and strong. Okay. They single-handedly helped Miles and AJ and Kaylin get to the end, basically. And they were Kate and Morgan were literally, if you realize, they were never officially brought into like an alliance. Like I think
never.
Were they the ones involved? No, they weren't even involved in that little fake one that they made with Kristen. Like they have not been involved in any alliance since they flipped on the Brawn men. They just here voting. Voting.
Yep. With AJ. Well, we trust AJ.
We trust AJ.
AJ, what are we doing?
AJ's gonna look out for us. AJ.
Just stupid. Anyways, let's get into these motherfucking
episodes, child. Let's get to the episode.
Right.
I was gonna ask, what about you though? When would you go to rocks?
I'm definitely going to rocks, especially if I was. But that's the thing, like
in any position.
It depends because rocks is a hard thing to do because you could go home, but I'm not super fearful. Personally, it's almost like even if I go home, hey, I went home. I did what I had to do. But if I was Kate, Morgan, Kristen, and Logan, I'm going to rocks easily because we don't have the numbers. Now, do they know postgraduates are in a whole 4-person alliance? No. Apparently, no one knew.
Even that is so shocking to me. People going in their exit interview saying they just hit it so well.
Kaylin's working. I didn't know Kaylin was working that close with AJ.
And now I'm not on the island, but I'm just like, I mean, they were at least all on the original Brain. I would assume that they got something going on. I mean, Kate, Morgan, and Kristen, y'all are kind of together because y'all were original Brawn a little bit. I don't think, I get it. You know, Survivor is ever changing. Not every alliance is tribe oriented, but it could be as simple as that. Same with Kaylin working with Miles and AJ. They've been the only 3 men on the tribe for a while. I mean, a lot of times they will stick together, you know? So that's why I think, like, that's another reason why I think Kaylin has a good chance of winning, only because it seems like a lot of people have a misconception of him. Now, some of them, it could be a negative one. I know Logan mentioned in her exit interview that she thought like he was just in the clouds and listening to AJ and them. So that could be negative for him, but it definitely feels like a lot of them thought I had Kaylin the whole time. He was not working with them. So I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I will say with Kaylin, this is why you don't let somebody like Kaylin get to the end. Everyone keeps talking about, like Kristen specifically in the episode, she's like, well, he has a final 3 with everybody. He's working with everybody. Why would y'all let somebody like that get so far to the end? Mind you, he's won 5 immunities. As soon as Kaylin didn't win immunity when Logan won it, they should have voted that nigga out. I don't understand the lack of urgency. I guess people just underestimate him, but you can't let somebody get like that get to the end because now you fucked. You thought you was working with him the whole time. You knew he was working with other people, but then you didn't. It's just confusing. Because also, they all said he has final 3s with everyone. If he has final 3s with everyone, what makes you think he wouldn't work with AJ and Miles? He has final 3s with everybody. So it's like, do you know or do you not know? I don't understand. I truly don't understand. But hey, we move. Let's get to the episode. We're leaving the tribal that Karen decided to blow the fuck up. We get back to the camp, and Zara is like, I need to make sure I make amends with my boys. Like something, I need something quick.
And that's what I actually do love about Zara. Bitch, she don't give a fuck what's going on in the tribe. Okay, let me make sure I got my shit straight. Hey y'all, graduates, baby. Anytime they need help or assistance, graduates,
they need a lifeline.
Graduates, y'all remember the graduates? Y'all remember hey, turn the tassel, mama. Like
that shit is hilarious, but also very, very real. So Zara's kind of like trying to clear up with the boys what the fuck was happening, what was going on. They made a lie. They were like, oh, we just felt like the graduates was over because y'all was coming for Miles. I will say, Karen and Zara did come for Miles the tribal before. So I get why they would say that, and Zara should get it too. But still,
I think my mindset would be, it's so obvious that AJ is like all over the place, and it's so obvious that Kaylin, it's obvious to us. I clearly it's not obvious on the island, but like Kaylin is clearly working so closely with the men. Do you think there's much Zara could do? Because my idea would be, girl, profess your loyalty to Miles. Because I feel like if anyone's going to be willing to flip on this whole male structure, it would be maybe Miles. But like, if that's something she should have been working on for weeks at this point, like, is there anything that she can do right now to get to final two? Because she said she thought her path was clear with Karen, and baby, that wasn't clear at all. So
honestly, I'd argue that she should have flipped with Kristen, Kate, and Morgan this vote. This last vote, when they were like, flip with us.
And that was my issue, because my thing was, why would you flip with 3 Brawn girls? Like, they're gonna choose themselves. Flip back, hit that cast
because you can't do chaos cast the entire season. You won't win. But doing it at top 7. It's 3 over here, 3 over here, and you can flip back real quick for 2 rounds and make it to the end and be like, I didn't have a strong beginning game, but I had a strong end game. I made sure I was safe. Because if she did flip with Kristen, Kate, and Morgan, and she took out Miles this round, first of all, great bomb ass move. You ate that up, sister. This is the issue. She didn't have a relationship with Kate and Morgan. All AJ got to do is Kate and Morgan. And that's Zara. She's going to win the game. And then boom, Zara's going home next. She likely would go home next, but it's not because this move. It's because Zara does not have a foundation with anybody in the game. Her problem is her social game has been trash. She doesn't have allies. If she had a relationship with Kate and Morgan this whole time, this could have worked. She could have did it. And that's probably why she didn't do it, because she knows she only has a relationship with the boys.
And if we're being real, that has been all of the women since marriage has happened. That's why Miles, AJ, and Kellen are going so far, because they have connections with both sides since the beginning. We have been saying the fact that the women let Morgan and Kate go to AJ and Miles and them loyalty is what fucked their game. Because from our perspective, it didn't look like Karen was doing anything, Zara was doing anything. At least Logan was running around, trying to do anything. Like, Karen and Zara seem like they've kind of just been there since marriage happened. And then they were like, oh, we have to get out AJ and Miles at some point. And that's why I was saying, like, how did you plan to do that when you don't have any real numbers? Like, even if you have Kaylin, girl, okay.
That's not enough.
Like, I don't know. And that's really what it is. They really didn't have any foundation. It's unfortunate.
Yep. So it wouldn't work in this moment. I think her decision was smart, considering the fact that she didn't do shit the rest of the merge this entire time. No shade. And it's never no shade. Love her, but no shade. After this, Logan is walking around claiming that this was her move. Last episode, she looked at the jury, said it was her move. She came back to the tribe and she was like, Zara, I'm so sorry, girl. Like, I just had to get Karen. I just had to do it. Like, I had to get your girl out. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Hey, blame me.
What's hilarious is that she's so happy about it, when it's like, girl, it's not even the best move.
1, it's not you. 2, it wasn't a good move. 3, now Zara's going to come after you. Like, what does this benefit? Girl, I guess if you got to blame someone, blame me. What? Don't blame me for shit, silly. Oh my God. I don't know what she was doing. And AJ is clowning her ass in the diary room. Oh my God, real bad. So he has this plan. He's like, look.
He always got a plan, Chad.
He always got a plan. And he said in this diary room, he's like, I don't know what made Logan think that she had 0 allies the round before, but she was able to get 5 allies to take her out the round after. That don't even make sense.
Like, come on, Logan. Logan was just in the clouds, mama.
It was bad for her.
I like Logan so much. I really do. I feel like we really don't get everything in the edit, because I was watching a few of the interviews, and of course they were talking about more dynamic stuff. So I feel like, there was a lot more happening on the island. It's just Miles and AJ really have themselves so interconnected that it really doesn't matter where they went. You know, if y'all did not get ahead of these connections that they already made, it was just going to be over.
Exactly.
Specifically AJ, honestly. Which
exactly.
I'm interested to see what they will think about AJ's game in the end, because I think Miles has this great underdog story, but like AJ has had his hands in almost every pot. If I'm being completely objective, I think AJ should win the season, because I mean, episode 1, this nigga has been in every single thing that has been happening. But if you're someone who cares for a story, I think Miles has just such a strong story, and it's also impressive that, you know, he was able to come from the bottom and being disliked, you know. But I don't know, when someone has like this much control that AJ has, it kind of eats to me a little bit, because it's like, how the fuck is he still going? And people trust him so much and they still want to work with him. Like, a lot of the times they have gotten caught up is because someone is going to AJ. Someone is always going to motherfucking AJ. And then AJ goes back and he tells Miles and he tells Kaylin. But like, he's the one that's getting a lot of this information and doing things with it. So
I agree. Yeah, if I were to vote, I would definitely go in thinking I'm voting AJ. But this is a rare scenario where their speeches actually could sway me left and right, because Miles does have a strong game and a strong story. So if he's able to articulate everything way better than AJ, which I think he could if they were final 2, then I can see myself voting Miles, because I can see AJ getting up there. I ran you all, didn't I? I ate it up. Like, everybody was eating out of the palm of my hand. That's not a compelling story. And a lot of like players like AJ, they argue like that. I remember Russell, he would argue his game in that way as well. Like, they argue with Paul. Well, no, Paul tried to lie like he didn't do anything. But certain people, they get to the end and they know they did really, really good, and they just kind of say that, and that's not enough. Russell Haynes is a great example. He'll get to the final tribal and he'll be like,
"Well, I mean, do that as well a little bit." He really did.
Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, it's like a lot of these villains. Let's just be frank. The villains, they go to the end and they're just like, "Well, I mean, duh, vote me. I ate it up." Which, yes, you're right. Duh, vote you. You ate it up. But also, if I already have a nasty feeling about you, and then you get to the jury, and that's all you got to say to me, bitch, why vote you? Especially when you're next to Miles. If you're next to Miles, it's hard. If you're next to Kristen, okay, I'll give it to you.
But that's why I feel like AJ is going to be found to with Kaylin and lose, because we've kind of already seen that throughout the game. Every time AJ tries to explain something, he tries to does it from this logical point of view, like, well, you shouldn't be mad because of this, or this reason for this reason. He doesn't take accountability because he feels like, well, I'm just eating up the situation. You should respect me for it. So I could see how if he's next to Kaylin, he's going to give very much that, like, y'all should vote me. And it's like, that's pretentious. It comes off as condescending, and we're already annoyed by you. So if we feel like Kaylin did any inch of actual game, we're just going to give him the win, because you're sitting up here talking to us like we're stupid. So especially like people like Karen, Laura, Logan, when he turned on Peyton Morgan, like a lot of these, when he turns on Zara, a lot of these girls are going to be bitter as fuck. And if Miles is not there with him, like, I hope that they realize they kind of need to go to the end with each other in a way, because I feel like, honestly, that's the only way that either one of them could win. Miles has a better chance, like with someone else, but I think both of them, you know, the biggest chance each of them is together.
I see that. I feel like it could really just be the Russell Hands and Natalie White story, with Kaylin being the no shade, like kind of dragged along, but you made it, and AJ's a bitch, so you could win. Like, it really could be that story. So let's stop talking about it. Kristen trying to do damage control, it's not working because the berries is dead. The berries was a thing last round, it's not a thing this round. We in voting blocks, honey. Move forward. And then we see Miles and Zara talk. And this is where Zara kind of kicks her butt into gear, because Miles is giving her this pep talk like, look, when you're on the bottom, this is the best time to play the game. You can do whatever you want. You can see the game board a little more easy. It really just eats being on the bottom. He like loves being on the bottom, which is weird because he hasn't really been on the bottom. Like, there's been a lot of moments where he was running this shit, and then he's run shit from the bottom, but he just loves it. So anyways, he's explaining this to her, and Zara's like, you know what? We got to get the graduates back together. Like, come on, Caps. Like what?
There's nothing else that can be done. Like, that's what we need to do.
So that's her plan. She talks a little bit to Kaylin, and she's going to do a little bit more later on. But first, we go to the reward. They got a balance on a beam and a buoy in the ocean. Balance on a beam.
Balance on a beam and a buoy in the ocean.
Waiting around for a plane to go or a bus to go.
That's what it was given.
But yes, Kristen wins. She eats it up. Chris Diva.
She ain't no diva.
Well, she is the diva.
I'm talking about Kate Morgan.
Oh, right. Zara ain't no diva. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Someone in the chat earlier said, I can't believe my most disliked Coven member made it the furthest. And it's like, no shade.
Oh my god, no, that's true. I actually liked her. I like when she came out on that one episode and they showed her in that suit at home, and she's a businesswoman.
Yes,
mother. That was a Huntress back then. I don't know what she grew into.
Truly, after because I'll even say I was annoyed by what happened with Laura's power. Even that was kind of cunty.
Yeah.
After she trop swapped, nothing.
Where did you go, Queen? But we move. So we head back to the camp, and Zara goes to work again. She talks to AJ about sticking together with the graduates, the postgraduates is what they call it.
They are so corny for that, bitch.
I like it.
I don't like it because honestly, if I was Zara, I'd be like, this is all based on lies.
Y'all just voted Karen out. She should be here.
Postgraduates, my ass, bitch. We didn't dropped out.
Ooh, the dropouts. Ooh,
the dropouts.
That's a cute name.
That is a cute name.
Oh my god, somebody should have defected from the Alliance and called it the dropout. Like
that would have been gaggy. That would have been so gaggy. I wish Survivor US was more like Alliance name oriented. I love that. I love that in Big Brother. Even the corny ones. I love a good Alliance name. It's so
When's
cute.
the last Alliance name? Oh, this season, the Cheetah Girls. I mean, the California Girls.
The California Girls.
Yeah.
But I feel like the biggest one people say is the Black Widow Brigade. Like, are there other like big ones that are like known?
I guess
like other than like Alliance, then like they have the 444, they have like
but that's
the I-24, stuff like that.
Yeah, because this season we got the Coven, iconic, and we got the Graduates, iconic. Like 2 named alliances. We need that more in US. You know what else helps? Probably the length. The fact that these seasons go on for so long, it's easier to kind of lock it in.
It's 10 o'clock. So probably US alliances never last more than 3 rounds these days.
No, for real.
But I will say, even like the fake one they had with Kristen, they named that bitch, okay? And that's the what Big Brother too. Girl, Sari was sending me, bitch. If y'all watch Sari on Big Brother, and if you haven't, you should. This girl would make a new alliance, remove only 2 people, and give it a new name.
Like what? Sometimes she would just remove 1 person and give it a new name. One less person.
This is the for real alliance.
The for real. Mind you, the for real was so for fake. Like, oh my god.
Sari was hilarious.
That was crazy. Boom. After this, Miles Jungle King Daddy. I wanted to say something crazy, so let me just stop.
Jungle King Daddy.
Miles Jungle King finds an idol for the 4th time. He has the same amount of idols as Kaylin has immunity necklaces.
Literally, love. Literally. I did see a comment saying, I mean, with all of these idols, if Miles make it to the end, I mean, he should win, no? Especially if it's going to be successful idol plays, but
it's been 3 successful idol plays.
I truly think Miles wins in final 2 regardless. I just like that's the big fear, girl. Is he going to be there? But that was the girls are also saying, like, this last challenge is endurance. It's always endurance. And I mean, Kaylin's obviously going to win that. So we just have to hope that Kaylin takes Miles, but Kaylin seems closer to AJ. And he knows people don't like AJ.
This is what's going to happen. Miles is going to tell Kaylin, AJ's winning the game. Kate and Morgan were sucking his dick all season. All of the like it's that there's an argument to claim he would beat him. I won't beat you. No one likes me. Remember, they keep wanting to vote me. They think I'm a rat. They call me a rat. I'm the rat. Pick me, Kaylin.
He's definitely gonna try. You know he's gonna give an argument.
Please pick him. Mind you, Kaylin just picking Miles to beat him. He should pick AJ, but hopefully he doesn't. Please. We'll see, y'all. We'll see. But this is the problem. He finds the idol, tells AJ. Now,
I tweeted that he talked too much to AJ.
Hold on. Last time he told AJ about the idol, AJ told him he was getting all the votes so he could play it correctly. If he didn't tell AJ, he would have went home that round.
You're clocking. I didn't even think of that. And I'm one person that does say you probably should share your idol or advantages in certain situations so you can work out ways around it. I just think this close to the end game, it feels like not unnecessary, but it feels like you're just handing him everything at this point, you know? Like, I think that by this point in the game, they have the majority. you may not need to, but I guess AJ could decide to just flip with Kate and Morgan tomorrow, and then boom, you're out. So I don't know. And also AJ, he does reciprocate it very well. AJ is always like, he's telling me this. He said, basically, this is my idol.
It's not. It never has been. All three of them have never been yours.
And that's why AJ is going to lose this game. He is doing the thing is, even with him doing so well, he feels like he's on a level 10 times higher than that. And that's not the case. It's not the case at all. So that's why I feel like he will go into that final two and talk to them crazy. Even though he played a good game, he's doing good. He's like, still delusional. What? Like, he's not even going to play his auto correctly. Or like times when he was like, yeah, when Miles do moves, he doesn't check with anybody. I'm very smooth with it. I tell people and they don't do anything. They listen. Like, girl, AJ, you are delusional, mama. But because AJ has mentioned taking Miles to final two, and I was once, against it. I feel like he wouldn't do that. And the girls were saying, yes, he would. And I'm feeling like the girls are right. I feel like AJ would go to final two.
He think that's his son. He think it's like, I son him all game. And
he told me every idol, like he think the thing is, I do not think he thinks Miles' game is respectable at all, which is insane.
I agree. But he made the comment, one of these episodes, he made the comment, Miles, other than Miles, my biggest threat is Logan. It was this episode. He said, other than Miles, my biggest threat is Logan.
Recognize that then. Yeah, he did say that. So I'm like,
so why would you go with your biggest threat?
Like I said, I did say one time before, it could be one of those things where it's like, oh, well, we're both that girl. We're brothers, like Jag and Matt type shit. Like, we're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored.
Girl, I don't know. We're going to have to see about them because let's be honest, I can't predict anything AJ or Miles will do. So that's really fucking up my whole end game.
Exactly, because it's like I'm forgetting what he's saying because the actions are different, and then he'll say something else, and then he'll do this. So I'm just like, I have to remember that he said this, but he's also doing this. It's just very
specifically AJ. Like next, at the sanctuary. Kristen, she took Morgan and Logan on the trip.
In the sanctuary. Hey, I don't know why that just popped in my head.
Yes, you better go to church, honey. Was that a church song?
Yeah.
Amen. Okay. Kristen, Morgan, and Logan are at the sanctuary. They ask, and this is how I know Logan is dumb. Sorry. They ask, who is a threat? Who do we need to be looking out for? Here you go, Logan. Well, Kate, she just does everything AJ says, and I don't know. Mind you, Morgan is right here. Why would you say that?
Why would you say
Why
that?
are you even? No, fuck that. Why are you thinking that? Here are the options. AJ, Miles, Zara, who don't fuck with her, Kaylin, and Kate. And she said Kate. Girl, what?
Don't do her.
Sorry. But then again, it's the same girl who said, I was the one who got our car and Zara. Sorry, it was me. I can't. So anyways, Kristen, the smartest girl at the camp, she says, actually, what we need to be focused on is Zara. How about we all decide to vote Zara?
And this is another problem. All the women want to target each other. Miles, AJ, and Kaylin right there. What the fuck do you mean? And I guess I can see Kristen's like, well, Kate and Morgan have been up AJ's ass. So maybe they wouldn't be down with that. Miles is right there. Kaylin is right there. Now, by the
end, Kaylin is her final two. Allegedly.
Delusional. Also delusional. I don't know why Kristen would actually believe that. And some stuff to me is just like, girl, really? Did you really believe that? I don't know, because if I played one of these games, I wouldn't believe shit anyone said to me. But especially someone like Kaylin who has his hands in all these other pots. I like that by the end of it, they came and concluded on Miles, but it's like, it seems like a lot of the times the go-to is Karen, Logan, Zara, this girl, that girl, when these men have been running this thing the entire time, and y'all have openly said that. So it's just insane.
But this is my question. If your girlfriend come to you and say that your man was talking to her, you gonna believe your girlfriend or your man? You're gonna believe your man. That girl is a trait. That don't even sound right. The point is, the girls don't fuck with each other. Okay. And I feel like I wouldn't either. I wouldn't trust Zara either. Trust Zara for what?
I did see her say that. Kristen said that she wants to do Zara because she's the least likely to have an idol. I just don't think that logic is sound enough to not vote out one of the biggest threats in the game. Like, you don't know. Zara could have an idol.
Also, y'all don't have y'all are in minority.
And even if Miles has an idol, they could still vote. They could still use it on Zara. Miles has played idol for someone already. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't think you should be working around the fact, oh, if they have an idol, like there's been no rumors that Zara have an idol, like there's been no things of her searching. Like I don't think that the next mindset would have been like, oh, it has to be Zara because she's least likely to have it. Like I don't know. I just feel like,
but also like Kaylin hasn't had
all four of them can't have an idol. So I just feel like pick the next man that's least likely. I don't know. Yeah. The gag is Miles had the idol, and y'all could have still got him out. So it's just like. I don't know. It's just annoying. It's just annoying because even like not even just this isolated moment. There's been a lot of times in this merge where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the next available woman when all of these men have been here running against since the beginning, and they're all about to lose to him.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And you can't play scared. I feel like there's times that you do need to be cautious, but if you're cautious every single round, when are you going to win? That's what happened with Karen, and she went home. In Kristen, she said it this episode, oh, I tried to do the move with Karen and then I didn't do it. And then I tried to do a move again and then we didn't get it done. And then I'm trying to do a move. Stop trying and succeed. Stop bagging away. Because the truth is, if Kristen didn't vote out Karen last round, how she said she wouldn't have, Karen would have been down to vote out AJ and Miles. There would be no postgraduates. Because Karen is way better for your game.
That's Miles also flipped.
And you knew that. That's true. That's true.
Miles flipped.
No, Karen flipped her vote. Karen still voted Zara.
Oh, yeah,
if Kristen would have voted Zara, the girl would have went home. All you had to do was vote. Or just not say anything and did it anyways. And then Zara wouldn't be here and Karen would. And Karen would never work with AJ. She would never work with Miles. It would be 5 versus 3. It would be the 5 girls all together because Karen would never work with them.
Yeah, I thought Theodore just said that Miles' vote still mattered. That's the thing. Look, the numbers be fucking me up.
Miles flipped to Karen, and it was 5-3. It would have been a tie. Because it would have been 4-4 if she didn't do that. But this is the point. The thing is, you didn't have to tell Karen. You shouldn't have said shit. Just vote for Zara, and you would be in the majority. Period.
Honestly, I feel like
it's Kristen's fault regardless.
This is truly why Survivor is like hard as fuck, because as someone who's not good with numbers, baby, shit would be just so confusing to me. I'd be like, who voted where?
I would never play Survivor. Survivor is terrible. I will say,
I truly would fuck something up just because I have the numbers off. Like, I know I would. I'd be doing the math. Yeah, so if she votes us, we'd have majority of 5. Maybe it's only 4 of us. No, because like I just know I would fuck up. Because you have to like, and that's why I can see how it could be hard, especially for a recruit, because it's like there's so many things going on. And we're on Survivor Australia. So it's like a lot of things going on. So it's just like I see where the confusion comes in at. It's just annoying because it's like we know who's running it. Y'all said who's running it, and the name that come out your mouth is Zara. Hold on, hey, that's just immediately jarring because it's like, girl, what the fuck has Zara did since she got on this goddamn merge beach?
No shade. And then even after the Karen vote, you should have went to Rocks? I don't care if you didn't know what Rocks was. Go to it. The fuck. Anyways, we head back to the camp, and AJ has this plan to come after Logan real bad because he wants to show Logan that she wasn't running shit last tribal. Okay, it was him. Okay, which is real. So he lets his postgraduates know Logan is the vote, and we see what the fuck happened. So he did eat that up. And then we head to immunity. The immunity challenge was played in parts. Part 1, it was 2 teams playing against each other.
Girl, do we have to explain that Kaylin won?
Kaylin wins. For the 11th time.
No, I actually did like this one. I like this one.
I didn't actually. I didn't. I
like it on Survivor US too. Like they start in these pairs and they get to the end and have to go against each other. That's cute.
So they do that. Kaylin wins. This is his 4th at this time. Yeah, this is his 4th at this time. So he wins his 4th immunity. Can you keep up, baby boy? Let me lose my breath.
I know what Kaylin could win individually. It rhymes with immunity. Does it?
The booty beat? We go back to the camp. Back at the camp, of course, Kristen's trying to do her plan of getting Zara on to getting Zara voted. She's thinking, if I can flip AJ and Miles and they also vote with Zara, then we can split the votes, and then their votes will be split, and we'll go 4 strong and their split votes. So we'll have the votes and it won't tie. Same thing is happening on the postgraduate side. On the postgraduate side, AJ talks to Logan and he finds out that Logan is literally telling him a lie. She's lying to him. He's like, Logan just lied straight through her tweet. Also, Logan, why was it so easy to clock that you lied?
That shit be so funny to me on reality TV. Are they just a bad liar? Like how? When they clock it and be right, it's like, bitch, how did you eat her up like that? Like I always think of that moment when Amanda was trying to convince Parvati, and that bitch walked away. She said, "This bitch just lied to me. This bitch lied straight to my that terrible of a liar. Get up,
get up." I don't know how it was so obvious, but AJ immediately clocked. He went to the post graduates and he said, "We finna go to Rocks because it's gonna be 4 strong and they're gonna stay 4 strong. Watch." He asked them though before tribal, I mean, don't you guys think we should come up with a different type of plan? Like, shouldn't we get Kate and Morgan on board? They were like, no. Let's just go 4 strong. He was like, well, don't you think?
So annoying.
Don't tell him.
Kaylin was so annoyed here. I mean, let's just.
I would be annoyed. Can we just do the plan?
Can we just stick to the plan?
Please.
Like, he was over it. He was over it.
Because we never stick to a plan. And then he still goes to Kate and he didn't tell her the vote exactly, but he's like, well, you know, they told me not to tell you, but you know, I would never vote for you. And you know, come on now, sir. Let's just stick to the plan. God damn. But anyways, we move. We go to the tribal council and they do tie. They go 4 strong, 4 strong. We revote. They go 3 strong, 3 strong. I thought at the revote, Kate or Morgan were going to flip, but considering they don't know what rocks are, they probably didn't even know that they were in danger, girl. Like, they didn't even know. But we got to rocks. I feel like Logan should have locked it in, but she didn't. And she left. Streets was saying she gave up. I feel like the way it was edited, it seemed like they were there for a longer amount of time than that 5 fucking minute interval, because she did have a moment where she was explaining to them. She was like, they are literally saying that the 4 of them will literally always go to rocks for each other. Literally. So if y'all feel like y'all can go against that, then vote me out. But otherwise, we're going to have to do something else. And then it didn't seem like it was clicking. Like, they were looking at her like she was a wall. Like, they were.
And it's like they didn't realize the concept of rocks. They never clearly thought about it or conceptualized it in their head. So when faced with the reaction that you could go home randomly, they were like, well, we're not doing that, mama. But what she said had a good point. I just wish she beat it in their head a little bit harder. The thing is, she could have did that before, you know. And I understand why she was scared, but it's like, you have to have those conversations, because if they were not going to do it, they weren't going to do it then. At least you have time to convince them when we get there, especially when they all are sitting here saying, we're going to go rocks for each other. Like, I would have been like, no, we're going to lose. You're going to lose. I'm looking at you, Morgan. I'm looking at you, Kate. I'm looking at you, Kristen. If we don't go to rocks, you're losing the game.
None of us. You will never lose.
Even if you go home tonight, you're losing anyway if you flip your vote, because they're all going to stick together.
Yeah.
Period.
And Miles was trying to make his argument as well. He was like, well, y'all already have a worse chance. And that's the thing. I don't think they understood anything coming out of Miles' mouth either, because he was talking about probability. He was like, well, since Caitlyn has the immunity, the probability of one of y'all getting the rocks is higher than the probability of one of us getting the rocks. So y'all definitely shouldn't go to rocks. I don't think I don't think they even knew what the fuck he was talking about. Well, he was right, but I don't even think they knew what the fuck he was talking about. So there was that on that. Logan ended up being like, look, just vote me out. I feel like she was tired of talking. I really do. So
that's it. It's like, I think that at that point she was just defeated, because it's like, I mean, they're dumb. They're literally dumb.
Yeah.
So, you know, I will say, I don't like the logic of her saying, I wouldn't want anyone to go to rocks for me. So I'm not mad they voted me out. Like, I don't want, girl, go to rocks for me.
Okay.
Riskier game for me, bitch. Okay, I don't give a damn. And that's the only reason why, like, I feel like it may seem like she gave up, because even her energy when saying it was very like, well, guys. And I feel like it may be because she was like, these bitches are dumb, so I have to say it slowly. Let me really ease them through.
No, literally.
But it's like, girl, it was over. The writing was on the wall.
It was. So Logan is out.
And you know, if they went to rocks, Morgan and Kate literally would not have went home, because why would a rock send their family member home? Like,
what?
Kate and Morgan has rocks for brain. Why would a rock take them home? Like, they would not have went home. There's no way they would have allowed it.
What?
You know, it would have been hilarious if they went to rocks and Zara ass went home. Because, bitch, why didn't you flip?
Oh my God, they calling her Katie. They calling them Katie and Sadie.
Oh, they literally are Katie and Sadie. And
They
honestly,
are.
just like how Until the Drama, one of them should have went home first. Nah, the thing is, if it was Morgan that went home first, it's literally Katie and Sadie. Because
Sadie went home second, actually. The fuck?
No, I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. I thought you said they went home first. I didn't like that at all. Right.
I don't understand how you got that. I was in the middle.
You said one of them should have went home first. That's what you just said.
Yeah, I'm saying just like Katie and Sadie, if one had went home, that would have been funny. Like if Morgan had went.
Boom.
Are you done?
Boom. No, the way you worded it was crazy.
I did not word it crazily.
One of them should have went home first.
Yeah, one of Kate and Morgan should have went home first.
Right. So I'm thinking you mean first.
Like first out of the game.
Right. That's how that's worded.
If we're comparing two things and I say one of them should have went first, why would I mean first out of the game?
When we're talking about, should have went home first,
if we're talking about Kate and Morgan, only these two people, one going first mean one goes before the other. I'm not saying they go first out of the season. One goes before the other. That's simple.
Right, but you can see how I would think you might mean.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Oh my
Especially because you cut me off in the middle when I was continuing to explain.
Oh my God. Like, no, it was definitely given that.
Well, no, you were a little dumb, and it's okay.
Maybe I'm a little slow.
I've accepted that.
Maybe I'm a little slow. I need to accept that too. Cause child, but boom. Logan goes home. We're at the top 7. And no shade, we got a real alliance now. Because the 4 postgraduates are locked in, and then the 3 duds are not.
Child. No, and I just know they're gonna turn on Zara. And the thing is, if they turn on Zara before any of those 3 Brawn, well, 2 Brawn. Zara once again is not going to want to vote them, and I just know AJ going to be the main one that get blamed for it, as he always does.
That's true. I think they're going to turn on Zara. I would, if it was me, I would turn on Zara because Kate and Morgan just aren't threatening. Like they don't have the numbers. They're not threatening.
They're not winning.
They're not winning. Zara can go. Sorry.
I feel bad for Morgan because, like, at least Kate got a little 1-2. Morgan ain't get shit. So Morgan might as well have been one of the Brawn men. How they all just went home, girl. I mean, ain't had one. Has she had any confessional? Now I will say, not this episode when she got bucked. I like Morgan when she get activated. I said, okay, Morgan, you bringing something. You at least do something, girl.
She needed to be on the bottom all season because she would have been real country.
Morgan would have been cussing bitches out left and right. Yeah, she would have been clocking the girls.
Yes.
I honestly feel like because Kate doesn't seem as concerned as Morgan, which makes me feel like I think she feels really protected by AJ.
Yeah,
even with all of this happening, I feel like she thinks, well, I'm probably good because of AJ. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's not good enough because I think she's good to I think she's right in a way because I do feel like Zara and Morgan might go home before her. Shit, AJ might try to turn on Miles before her. I don't know. So we'll see. But because he made it seem like he had a little crush on her this episode. He had a diary and he was like, oh, her blue eyes and her long blonde hair and her white skin. Like, oh, it just gets me going.
Oh my God. Now that last part.
That's what he said. He said something like that. He didn't, but we move. So we start the episode off, and this is exactly why Zara should have flipped because Miles starts off and he's like, well, we have the postgraduates, but Zara's on the bottom. She can definitely go when we get to the final 4. And he talks to Caitlin about this.
And I guess because they just so bold players, but like even Miles, like, I mean, I would want him to say it. Like, I want to go to final 2 with AJ because I know I can beat him because he's hated. You know what I mean? Like, why is Zara on the bottom? Zara ain't doing shit. Maybe they're thinking like the women would vote a woman because I know we've heard that trope a lot of times in reality TV. So I'm like, maybe they could be thinking that, especially with Logan, Laura, Karen being there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's actually what it is. And they just haven't said it. Because I'm just like, why would Zara be on the bottom of this 4?
Yeah. Because
like, I'm going to the end with her. But maybe they don't think she's easy to beat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the girls thing actually does make sense. Not that I don't think it could happen, but more so because they were bitter. Like I could see them being like, well, we'll give it to Zara because she's a girl and we don't fuck with y'all. Right. So I see that idea, but it just, I don't like it. I feel like technically Zara has played the weakest, even next to Kaylin. Kaylin has 5 immunities and this kind of like, he's never been voted for. He's never been a target. His name hasn't been written down one time, ever. If he gets to the win, he's like even more of a threat than Zara. So I just feel like they should go with, I don't know. But we move. So they discuss it. Him and Kaylin agree. Zara's on the bottom. which she should have.
I guess I really just want to hear their thoughts on their end game, because like we're here speculating, we're going based off what they're saying, what they're doing, and it all kind of contradicts. Like I really want to know what their thought process is, because even if it's as simple as I want to go to the end, okay, who do you want to final to? Why do you want to go to the end with someone who is as much of a player as you? Why? Like I just want to hear the logic, and if it's simple as I want to beat the best, like we hear that logic a lot. But then I would want them to say it. Like, I'm like, so what is the goal here? Or maybe they're just playing. Maybe they literally are just like, bitch, we're playing. If we get there, we're going to get there.
Yeah, maybe it's something that'll come up when they get there.
I hope it's dramatic. If it's Miles, AJ, and Kayla in the final 3, I hope it's so dramatic about who gets to go to final 2. Like,
I agree. I think this could
somebody in tears. Okay?
I was like, maybe they are safe. Maybe they're splitting it up this way because it is like a dramatic last 2 episodes. So they're like, we want them to kind of come in the same time. That's what I was hoping for, because there's no other reason.
I'm gonna be over it. Y'all dragged out the season to see fucking Kaylin beat AJ. When we could have had that in 2 weeks. Okay. So it better be dramatic as hell.
That's how I know Miles is winning.
It can be dramatic as hell, and Kaylin will still
win. That's how I know Miles is winning. They wouldn't have split it up for a Kaylin win. No way.
Hopefully, yeah, you're right. Hopefully, because why else would you prolong it?
Why would you split it up?
If they're prolonging it for not having, and then they don't have a gaggy ending, it's like, girl, you're gonna piss so many people off. Like,
yeah, that wouldn't make no sense unless it is like they both lost, and that's what they think is iconic. That's not iconic. That's gonna piss me off. We'll see, child. So Kristen, she knows she's on the bottom, and she feels like she wants to try to get the votes on somebody else. She needs a plan. So she's talking to Morgan about
at least she's coming up with a plan, girl. Morgan and Kate just sitting there.
Child. They literally lounging around, acting like nothing's happening. Baby, we got to get to work. And that's what Kristen is doing. Chris Diva. I'll give her that. That one thing.
I hate that her idol was so public. Mama could have stayed her idol for a time like this.
Ooh, that would have been cunty. When are the idols over? Does Miles only have 1 round to use it after this?
Isn't it usually top 5 or top 6?
I don't remember if it's 5 or 6.
I think it's 5, right?
Is it 5? Okay, I think it probably is 5. So he has 2 more rounds. He's safe. My man is making it. Oh, my man is making it. Yeah, final 5. Okay, he making it, girl.
Why out of 4? No.
Honestly, nah, because then shit like Suri be happening. That was final 5 as well, when everyone played it. Oh my god.
I can't wait till we get rid of fire making. Oh god. Yes, God.
You think the casuals voted for fire making for 50?
I hope if they did at this point, just cancel the show.
Real. So Chris,
Kayla Star, we see each other. Kayla Star, she's the only one in the chat that get it.
Kaylin
is winning.
Can we not put this energy?
I'm just saying.
Let's spread our wants, not our truths. Let's spread the.
I saw 66% wanted to get rid of fire in polls. That's saying you can't trust them polls, because if that was a Twitter poll, girl, we don't know what the we don't know what the Facebook casuals are doing, child.
The polls were saying Kamala was gonna win, child.
Every goddamn poll I saw.
But her plan, which is a plan she should have came up with 3 rounds ago, is that Kaylin is final 3 with everybody, so we need to take him out. Maybe we can flip Zara, right? First of all, flipping Zara on Kaylin, I don't even think. I hate to drag everything she does, but I feel like it would have been easier to flip Zara on AJ or someone who she actually has talked about wanting to vote before, like Miles or AJ. Flipping Zara on Kaylin, I feel like it's the worst idea, because in Zara's mind, she thinks she's closest with Kaylin, which is wrong. Right. But I just felt like that was a bad plan.
It seems like, and like I said, we have a bird's eye view, so I don't want to judge them too hard. But it truly feels like no one is actually thinking about who other people are close with. And it's not like Miles and AJ and Kaylin have said this openly, but the way they move, it seems like that they actually take that into perspective. Like a lot of other people, it's like a lot of them are fucking up because they thought they had Kaylin, basically. And then other people are like, oh, well, I'm gonna tell Morgan that Kate's the problem, or vice versa. Or I'm gonna tell AJ that Kate needs to go home. Like shit like that. It's like, does that seem like something you should be doing based off what you know and what you said?
Right.
But
hey, we get to the immunity challenge. They gotta like lay down on this ramp and hold themselves up.
Why are we talking about it? I actually love this one. I love this one. I saw it on Titans versus Rebels, and I was like, this is fun. I want to believe I could do that. I can't.
It's like super back workouty. That's like the back workout. They have the same type of fucking immunity challenges. I'm so sorry.
I don't mind them. I really like the immunity challenges for Australian Survivor, and maybe I'm just glazing, but I like them. I will say I like the individual immunity portion in general. The team challenges, I'm bored by them. Not now. Survivor Australia, they killed it.
They eat
Survivor
the team.
US.
They eat the
Survivor
team.
US gets very, very repetitive. But like when they bring out that pole in Survivor US, or they bring out the water challenge, or like have to hold something, I love those.
Yeah,
I
like them better in Survivor US because they're not. We don't get it all the time. A lot of times we get some bullshit. But here, I feel like I'm actually oversatisfied. Y'all giving me a lot of the same shit. I kind of need something lame and stupid.
I mean, girl, to me, it's boring because Caitlyn just keeps fucking winning.
But that's why he keeps winning. It's the same challenge. Why wouldn't he?
You're clocking T, mama.
Like he was winning them all. And then the one he didn't win, I think, or like the last time they did the shoulder one, it was him and Kristen in final 2 again. Or I don't know. It's like the same results. Like we get the same people near the end. Whenever they're hanging on something, it's Kate and Zara last. Whenever they're holding something down, it is
usually the same people. Yeah.
Like, damn. But
that's why I do wish that, I think what Survivor tries to do is like the puzzle thing to equalize it. But I wish like they just had like simple like luck challenges, kind of like how Big Brother does, where it's like, because I feel like Survivor isn't necessarily like the challenge in a way where it's like these challenges have to be so brutal and physically demanding. I feel like that could just be something very simple, like we saw on Survivor Borneo. If y'all not watching Survivor Reround Borneo, y'all need to get into it. They literally had an eating challenge for immunity. Let's do something like that. Let's have them eat. Let's have them just, I don't know, throw a ball. I don't know. Something
even this season, there was like the domino stacking one, but that was a reward. I would have liked that. I like when they do that for immunity, when they have to stack up the word immunity and pull it back.
Oh yeah,
I like that one because it's like, okay, this isn't just balancing. Well, it is. That's the thing. It is.
Yeah, I hate any show like the challenge. You kind of just got to give it up. But like most shows, I hate when like the actual competition is just so focused. And I think it's because I'm coming from a personal POV. I'm like, girl, if my fat ass was out there, I wouldn't be able to do none of that shit. Please. But it's like, it leads to examples like, there's a lot of people where it's like, they can't win the challenge. So they just get to the end and lose. And it's like, that to me is annoying because, even as a great strategist, sometimes you will not have a chance to win if you cannot win a competition. And that was so annoying in Big Brother. Survivor, it feels like it doesn't happen as often, but I do hate that, adding that Final Four fire making, it just, to me, it prioritizes physical over strategy. And that's what's so annoying because at the Final Four, the way I look at it, you have to outwit, outlast, outplay. Okay. At the Final Four, bitch, if you don't win the Final Four immunity, then okay.
You did not play.
Why do you get a chance to now beat someone in fire? Baby, that was the outplay. You didn't win the immunity. Now your ass can go home. It's just so annoying because we have a lot of great strategists that can get to that Final Four and they could have survived the vote. But because of this whole stupid ass fire making thing, well, we're done. Yeah. And now you got bitches volunteering to go in. And then when someone doesn't volunteer to go in, they're like, well, maybe that wasn't a good move. What?
They don't give them the win.
Like, it's just all so stupid because what happens to the actual strategy of it all? Like, I don't give a fuck. When I tell you, I wouldn't give 2 fucks that someone made that fire. In fact, you're not getting my vote just because you did it. I don't know. Like, it's just, I hate when people, like, anytime where they're like, oh, they won this many individual immunities. They won this many HOHs. Why do we give a damn?
Who gives a fuck?
Why do we get, what did they do in the game? Did they manipulate people?
They won immunities.
Alliances. Like, I don't think anyone should win based on the fact that they've won their way to the end. I don't think that's impressive. Like, that's not the point of the show. Like, on the challenge, you got it. You won every single daily. You won every elimination. You won the final.
Which is why there's not a vote. It's a challenge at the end.
Exactly.
Period.
So it's just annoying that a show that is supposed to be about strategy, like, they focus on that. And I think with Survivor, like, that Final Four fire making really just put the nail in the coffin for me, where it's like, no. Like, if you are you could be the best strategist of the season, run every single aspect of the game. But if you can't make a fire, well, and I guess you could say, well, you should know how to make a fire, but it's like, bitch, the wind be blowing, the shit just be like, the thing it's literally not even a fair metric. I mean, we saw it with it last season.
It was last season
where situation, I forget who did it, but they had a fire built for so long, the wind was blowing it in a separate direction, and it's very clear the next person didn't have that same wind effect. I mean, the shit is basically luck. You know what I mean? Like, and it's whatever. I don't talk about it.
It was Teeny, and I didn't even want Teeny to win, but that was Teeny had her fire up for an hour, and it didn't matter because the wind was blowing it away. That was.
It's just like if that and girl Florian, and this is why I'm always against it. The literal first time it was introduced, Chrissy lost over some goddamn bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, and we're impressed, and then they were like, oh, because he won the idols, and
Jeff loved that shit. He loved seeing a woman lose. Girl, get the fuck out of my face. Anyways, but yeah, no, that's a very silly. I really don't like that. I really don't like that at all. But we move. We go back to the camp, and the postgraduates, they lock it in. They say they're not giving away the name they're saying. They're doing Kristen, and they're not saying shit about it. Nobody better say shit. Period. And they stick to that pretty much, honestly, barely, because AJ really does not want to stick to it. But Kristen, she tries to ask them what they're doing. They're like, "Oh, we're not going to tell you." Miles straight up says, "Look, you can stop asking me. I'm not going to let y'all know. Sorry, we're deadlocked. It is what it is." But AJ has a diary room that he doesn't think this is the best plan. He feels like they should try to do something else. Everyone is confused. They're like, "Why are you always trying to do something else? Can't we just lock it in? Please." I don't know what's wrong with AJ. He has like,
it's always something.
Hyperactivity. Like, he's very hyperactive. It can't just be simple. That's too much for him. So he's always trying to.
I thought this was the conversation in the first episode we were talking about.
They had similar conversation. That's the thing. They had this was the big one. But the last episode, they had a similar conversation about Logan too, because he had a secondary plan. He always has a secondary plan on top of the original plan. Why can't we just,
or like, how about you discuss that while we're here? Maybe he need time to like think about it. But it's like, girl, just calm down.
Just calm down. So they shut this plan down, or they try to shut this plan down, and then Kristen tries to pitch to AJ this whole Zara thing. Kate and Morgan try to pitch the whole Zara thing to AJ as well, and this is when AJ starts trying to hint at them what's going on. And Morgan gets real snappy in this conversation. I love this conversation because he's like, look, the four of them, they told me I can't say anything, but just know, I don't want to take you guys out. And Morgan was like, okay, so did y'all already choose a name? And he was like, yeah, we already chose one. And she's like, then why the fuck why are we talking? Why are we talking right now then? You already chose a name. You're not going to tell us. How about you talk to me when you want to tell me something? I don't understand. I could be eating right now.
And that's what it's like. What's the word? Cognitive dissonance. Oh. Am I using that correctly? Where it's like, I mean, you're telling us that, you don't want to do this, but you're also saying that I don't have a name. I'm part of this group.
Right.
It's not my fault. It's like, what do you expect her to say to you? And it feels like he does that in every conversation where it's like, I'm telling you something so that you can feel closer to me, but you're also leaving out all of these other details. And it's like, well, what do you want now? You want me to just be like, oh, well, it's not AJ's fault, because that's basically what he wants. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I just feel like he does not have a good self-awareness. Like, I do not like, and that's unfortunate because he's played such a good game that it's like, I don't think he's going to be able to articulate it in a way to get a win. Yeah. But we gonna see.
Yeah. So he leaves this conversation, but he still wants to keep Kate and Morgan in his pocket. So he pitches to the postgraduates again, if he could potentially tell them about the plan so that way they can have this split vote thing, because he wants to keep them in the pocket. And they're like, no, nigga, period. Okay. So we head to tribal council, and tribal council was funny. It was very, very funny because there's like a back and forth going on between Kate and Miles about why someone should flip or why someone should not. Because Kate's like, it's obvious that one of them should flip because there's 3 votes here up in the air.
I mean, it's obvious that y'all should have went the rocks last time, because now y'all in minority complaining about only having 3 votes up in the air.
Ooh. And Miles is like, well, look, if someone were to flip, they would just be on the bottom. So
like, didn't Logan already tell y'all that they're not going to flip because they're literally willing to go to rocks for each other? Now we're confused. Yeah.
They don't know what rocks is.
Girl, we don't know what a brain is either. If I only had a brain.
Oh my God. You're sick, but also real. So they go back and forth about it real quick. And then as they're doing this, Kristen starts whispering to them, thinking that Zara's ready to flip. I don't know what made her think that. I guess because Miles was doing a lot of going back and forth. She felt like maybe Zara would flip on Miles. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't. Because they started whispering, and then they decided that it would be better to pitch Miles to her rather than AJ. So that's what they do. They pull her to the side, pitch for Miles. It doesn't matter because they don't get the votes, and Kristen goes home. Chris Diva. She ain't no diva.
She ain't no diva.
What she said.
No, for real, Lee. I mean, for real, Ren. I read my name. They're the brain. That's why they're Brawn. Child. I mean, we thought the brain was dumb. It's these Brawn. Did the Brawn flop like this on the first Brain versus Brawn? Because this is bad. This is really bad. Was it all Brain in Endgame? Because baby, this is insane.
Somebody said this Final Six is horrid. I only got one mother in this Final Six. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love Miles.
That's
really it. That's really it. This is. I mean, at least Kaylin is great to look at. Let's just say that the body is odding all the time.
Yeah, Kate and Morgan should have been Logan and Karn. Sorry, like I needed two other mothers here. It's not enough mothering right now. It's actually no mothering.
Damn, they said the Brawn was bad last time. Girl, I guess the Brawn is just terrible.
They don't got no brain.
I don't remember. Tony was Brawn, wasn't he?
No.
In America?
Yes, he was. He was. I don't know why I want to say he was Beauty. He was Brawn. He was Brawn for sure.
Michelle was Beauty.
Michelle was Beauty, and she won.
Dang, no brain has won this twist. Flops. I love Tasha Spencer and Cass so much. Like they ate that bad. I would love this. Like if we have a new era twist, I wouldn't mind if this is the one that gets brought back. I actually love this twist. I love this one. I like this Blood versus Water. Of course, you like a second chance for All Stars. Hero versus Villains, but he's never gonna do that again. That's why I didn't even say it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, girl. The whole Endgame when that first one was Brain and Brawn. Oh yeah, because all the beauty flopped. Do you remember his name? Jeffra, Jeremiah, LJ.
The Brawn and the Brain made like an alliance for a little bit, and they took out all of the beauty because I think the beauty went in with more numbers. And so the other two teams combined and they like took them all out back to back. It was bad.
Oh my God. I remember Sydney on the co-wrong Brain versus Brawn versus Beauty. We need her back for 50.
Oh my God. I love her. They might bring her back. She black. They don't got a lot of they need to spread their
definitely need more, especially because they pulling from old era, girl. They're gonna need the blacks to tap in because
not the black.
All the minorities that they've casted has been in the new era, so they're gonna need to go back for sure, which I think will make it very interesting because now you're forced to get diversity from seasons where they had little to none. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do with that.
Okay, girl. Let's give these motherfucking rankings. Logan went home first this round. This is my mother, but is she a mother? Nah. She's like, Karn, we gave Karn camp overall.
I would say Logan is also camp overall. I do like her. I do like her a lot. Yeah. I just like considering the game, I don't like her enough to say she's a mother.
I agree. The game was actually kind of bad. It reminds me of Karn a lot. Like she's very cunty in a way, and she plays hard, but she's not that great at the game. So yeah, I agree with that. Who else went home? Kristen. Sorry, Theodore. It's like child for me. Because what did you do? What did you really do?
I would argue, just for my good sister Theodore, we gotta put her in mid. But I also feel like overall as a player, I liked how in the end she was actually trying to play.
We got his approval. Oh. Thank God.
But the thing is, like, if I'm being honest, like, not even just for Theodore, I'm like, I mean, she wasn't child. I wouldn't say child. I would say, because at the end of the day, she didn't like take like outward control, but there was only so much she can do when she's working with a bunch of idiots on the Brawn. You know what I mean? She had to try to fight to survive. And I do like towards the end, she was actually trying, you know, like a lot of the girls were just sitting there. So I would be fine with mid.
Okay, I'm fine with mid too. I don't hate her enough to move her down. She's fine, and you're right. She did do some stuff. She tried.
I think because that's a clarification. I think with Survivor Australia, because we have multiple episodes drop, I focus a lot on what we saw this week, but also just overall. Because when we do Survivor US, we are only basing the ranking on that episode. So even if you go home that episode, you're going to be low, most likely because you flopped in the episode. I feel like with Survivor Australia, it's better to do an overall because we're not seeing these people go home one at a time. So that's just what I'm thinking. And I feel like overall, also what we got in this week's drop, it would be mid.
Yeah. All right. Morgan was a chop.
Morgan's a chop. Go ahead and put her sister Kate down there with her. Go ahead and keep Zara down there as well. I guess Zara can.
Zara's child or something. Yeah, Zara's mid.
Zara's child.
Yeah, Zara's child. Because she's still not gagging me. She's in a bad position still, and she probably should have flipped. Okay, Kate is chop with her sister. Oh, above her sister. Kaylin. I can't move him from. I don't give a fuck how much the edits show him.
I think at this point, Kaylin has to go to camp. I think we're in the end game. I feel like he has a chance to win, and I do think he's kind of camp. I kind of think he's camp because the edit is off from what we're seeing, and then we have this weird thing of like some people are praising his game, and then we have a situation where it's like, I just think there's a lot of things we're getting from him.
I see
camp
that.
Is a good. He's not a mother, but he's in camp category. He is.
I see that. I do see that. Mother Miles and Mother AJ, I don't see a need to move. Hey. Loki, AJ is taking a lot of the reins, I will say. But I think him taking the reins, he's taking a lot of reins, especially this week. He wanted Logan out. Logan went home. So I would be okay with AJ being higher than Miles this week.
I wouldn't mind.
But he'll go back down soon.
Regardless, they both losing to the man in camp. That's sad.
That's not happening.
It's happening, Diva. You have to accept it. Now let's get into this tea because the girlies want us to talk about. The girlies didn't know what to talk about. Opinions on Lucas asked opinion on 50 being the only three new era people.
Thank God.
Now we did discuss this a little bit in the Survivor Borneo rewind. That's how I know a lot of y'all bitches wasn't in there because why don't y'all know? Let me stop. Girl, I understand because girl, Borneo, child.
Tune into all of our Survivor 50 opinions are on Borneo. So tune into that for real.
Right. We're not gonna say anything. Go see. But no, this may be an unpopular opinion. I would say I don't mind it being more old era than it is new era. Only because no one from new era, like while if you've been watching, you have your favorites. But in the grand scheme of Survivor on season 50, there isn't any real legend or icon that could come from this era to me that would fit on a Survivor 50. This is Survivor 50. Okay, this is half of 100, bitch. Like, this is probably the longest running seasons for any reality TV show. So I can see why the producers would step in and be like, girl, we need some big names. Why are we seeing Genevieve, Rome, and Q when, you know, Parvati would still pick up the phone? You know what I mean? I kind of understand that logic because for me personally, while I like people in the new era, I don't want a game changers feel where we get some old, like really, really iconic legends that we've seen do some nasty ass moves. And then we end up with some people who are just entertaining or we're just like, if they were going to have majority new era, it would need to be specific people that I feel like deserve to be there. And they were not going to do that based off some of the names I've heard. Yeah. So my thing is, I would rather people from pre-era. I think my only thing is, I don't want it to be majority people we've seen before. I would hope they wouldn't do that. But kind of what we mentioned before, I don't think that that's going to even be possible because if you're pulling diversity from that old era, you have to get people that we haven't seen that much before, or at least seen interact with each other. So I'm optimistic on where we're going to go. However, I'm not upset that they're cutting new era. I just feel like it would have made more sense to have a new era all-stars, have them prove who the legends are, and then boom. But like when I'm seeing that Rome was on the list, Rome, what? Who? No shade. I was kind of confused. Or no shade, even like Q. While I find Q entertaining, I don't find Q. I need him on the 50th season of Survivor with potentially Sari and motherfucking, I don't know, you know, Rob again. You know, so I'm just like, But I see people's want to get brand new people. It's just Survivor is stupid, and they wanted to force feed us the same concept for fucking 9 seasons. So we're put in this like pigeonhole box to where it's like, well, who do we prioritize? You know, the new era or the old era?
I agree. I really just feel like they should have had this planned out to make sure there was an all-stars for the new era planned. Clearly, they didn't have anything planned because they went into 50 trying to get fucking 10, 11.
Well, girl, the fans had to beg Jeff to make it returnees. That was not an idea.
Oh, that too. Oh my God, I literally forgot that happened. Yeah, so they're stupid, unfortunately, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. I'm glad the production usurped them and took away all of these new era people because, like Lee said, for 50, it doesn't make sense. It really just doesn't make sense for 50. They should have had 49 be an all-star season, and then whoever did great enough on that one should have been brought back for 50, the 3 or 4 people who did that, and then we should move forward. I don't even think they need 3 people. Truly, if you're only going to get 3, you might as well just get 0.
I think that's dumb. If it's quite literally only 3, I'm like, hold on. Someone said in the chat that they should probably do more. I would love that. But Survivor US is not campy enough. Like, literally, they could get like 24 people and just send 2 people home every episode. You got 90 minutes, send the bitches up out of here.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That would be a little bit more gaggy as well. Or if they just did Survivor 50 as old era versus new era. Or if they did Survivor 50, they start with 4 tribes and it's people from each like general area of Survivor 50. That's kind of what Challenge 40 did, which I really, really enjoyed. It's just, that's why I think it's so many people, it's so many eras now. Like, who do you prioritize? So I'm hoping that once we get 50, we do get the prioritization of new era. Because I would love a season with only new era. And that's my thing too. I don't want to see new era interact with old era, at least not yet.
Not yet.
I want to see these people interact with each other and then get into the gig. But it's going to be interesting only because, once again, now we have the diversity rule. We have, you know, all of this added things. We have 26 days. I'm interested to see how these old school players fare in this era.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. I also don't. It kind of makes me. The only sad part about it, the negative part about it for the new era, is that now it's like, are you ever going to bring back new era people? Because I don't need to see Rome ever, but someone like Q, maybe even Tiffany from Q season, maybe even some of these winners, someone like Marianne, I would love to see play again. Dee could play again. Genevieve could play again. And it's like, Shan could play again. And it's like, if they're not one of the 3, I would love to still see them play again. So it's like, are we going to ever get an All-Stars, or what? Are y'all just going to dead it after that? What's going to happen is what I want to know.
I think because, at least from the rumors, they wanted more new era and CBS stepped in. So I think that once we get past 50, they will prioritize new era.
See, and then why not? Why you didn't just do it before 50? That doesn't make so. That makes so. Because now, honestly, as an OCD type of person, now it's gonna piss me off that we have all these new era seasons, Survivor 50 with no new era people, and then a new era All Stars after Survivor. It's kind of like, that's so unorganized. I hate unorganized.
They really should just back to back it, girl. Give us 50 and then new era All Stars, because at this point, that's what I need in my life. But yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, if they only have 3 or 5 max from new era, depending on who they get, from some of the names I heard, they finna go on there and flop. Yeah, I can't see many people in this new era that can compete with older Survivor players, especially if they're getting the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? No shade. You know, when I think of maybe the new era that could keep up, I'm thinking of like Shan. I haven't heard any of her rumors for these lists. And in my opinion, if Shan isn't on there as one of the new era people, then who the fuck did you get?
Literally, Shan is the only new era person they could get, and I would be okay with. No shade. A win. I like to think that a winner would deserve it, so I will just let them slide because they literally won. But I still wouldn't even prefer a winner. I would prefer Shan, but that's just me. But I will say, I do think new era people could do good if they are shifting it towards these actual legends. Because if I'm in the season and it's Boston Rob, Tyson, Coach, Sari, Parvati, Sandra, all of them, I'm not taking out Rome. Rome is getting to the final 3 with me, dead ass. So there's that on that.
That's what I'm interested to see. Are they going to get? Because the thing is, I want icons and legends, and I think you can create a cast with not having the same people we've seen every single time. Like, you could easily do that without getting those same people. But what I would hate is if they get flops from the old era, and then we are missing the new era people, because I would rather new era kind of like flop player entertainment than some of these old era people. Don't bring back, like, who's the flop person that they would bring back? I don't even know. I don't even know for real. But if you bring back someone basically that went pre-merge on season like 20, 23.
The Sydney that's going to be on the challenge. Don't bring her back. Don't bring back the Sydney from the challenge onto Survivor 50. Please don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like that type of archetype, it's like, girl, we could have just got new era people. But in the same sense, like those people you just named, like, I'll be biased and say I wouldn't mind if we get 3 Parvati and Sandra.
Same.
But when you have those 3 and then you add Coach, you add Tyson, you add, it's like, okay, wait, bitch. We've seen all of these people.
Is this just heroes versus villains?
Yeah. I think the cast I want is very, very specific, and it does not necessarily include that many New Era people.
Yeah.
So, but I think what most people assume is that because we're not getting New Era people, that they are just going to force feed us the same people again, which I could also very much see. So,
yeah, I agree. All right, y'all. Like we said, we do be getting into these discussions on Survivor Borneo. So check out our Survivor Borneo Rewind episodes. Our episodes are fun. Please be there. Please. We miss you guys. We will be covering episode 6 tomorrow. So watch episode 6 and then you can watch with us, of course. Also tonight, of course, later on, we will be covering Survivor 48.
Survivor Mary 8.
Survivor Camilla Mary 8. My bad.
Oh my God, and it's merge. It's merge. I'm scared, y'all. Ooh, I'm scared. Let's say a prayer for Say and Mary.
Bow your heads
right now. Because, baby, y'all saw them previews. Them California boys and Colin and Camilla's gonna lock in. Okay, baby. We just say our prayer for Cedric, Mary, and Say right now.
Amen.
Because, baby.
Amen. They're gonna be. I think they're gonna make it. I really think they're gonna do it.
Y'all think it's Mergatory this time? I still call Mergatory merge because baby, they're on the same beach. But do I think we get Mergatory again?
Again and again and again and again. Child.
I do not want to see them divide into 2 teams.
Me neither. I would hate it.
It's a bigger merge than previous seasons before, though, right?
It's the same amount.
It's the same amount. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
it does.
I was thinking like. The last time they had to do a tribe swap, wasn't it 3 rounds?
Right. I thought the same thing. You're not wrong. I did think the same thing. So maybe it is bigger. But I remember looking it up and they're at 13. And 13 was the last 13. Are they at 13? Yeah, they're at 13.
Yeah.
So I could have swore last Mergatory was 13 as well.
The last one probably was.
Because I remember with Erica, it was 6 and 6, and then she went to the island, and that would be 13. So yeah, I think it was 13.
Last season, it was 12 because Tiana went home first, and that's when they did merge. Because Ron went right before the merge, didn't he? Or Mergatory? Or did he go at Mergatory?
He went at Mergatory. Rome made it to Mergatory.
He did? He did. Okay, so it was 13 then. It was 13.
Okay. Because Mergatory doesn't count as merge. So when you look it up, it's not going to say.
That's stupid. Merge. You're on the same beach. That's why I hate the... whatever. Hey, whatever. I just hate the mechanics of it. It's stupid. It's stupid.
We will be dragging tonight. If they do it again, they will. Oh my God, I got to drag. And then of course tomorrow,
don't they usually show it in the preview? Like we just saw the merge. Like maybe no. Like
let's hope. Let's pray for better days. Tomorrow after Survivor Rewind, we will be doing the Challenge All Stars Rivals recap. On Friday, Amazing Race as always. On Saturday, RuPaul's Drag Race as always. So get into that. Also, make sure you send in your votes for Reality Rewind because the voting closes on April 21st. So y'all have 19 days.
Y'all have 19 days to flood the votes with Flavor of Love.
Amen. Okay. Get to it.
Get to it, please. Please, 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 y'all, please.
Oh my God.
Please, please, please.
Oh my God. Also get into the Scripted Kingdom. We got a lot of shit coming out the Scripted Kingdom. I just did my recap of Death of the Unicorn, and I think I'm gonna get into some of these reaction videos. I saw some of the people in the chat talking about reaction videos. Black Mirror is coming out very soon, so I do plan on reacting to
I did. Did you see those episode descriptions for Black Mirror?
I did.
Girl, this season could be tea. This season could be tea.
It was cunty, honey. So get into the Scripted Kingdom if you want to see me react to these shows.
Ooh, that would actually be fun. To watch you react to those. That could be fun.
So get into that, and that's it. We'll see y'all tonight. Thanks for keeping it real with the Kingdom. We out, baby.
Wow.